In the ultimate analysis, there will be only two questions that will be asked of you. How much knowledge did you gain? And what did you do to help others? These are the only two questions that we carry with us from lifetime to lifetime. Yet if you look around you, almost everybody is completely lost, completely carried away in the world of money and property and success in this outer world. More and more people are getting self-absorbed, caught up in their own little circle. The sense of belonging just consists of me, maybe my spouse. That's if he behaves properly, gives me all the right things, does all the right things for me. Otherwise, he can always be replaced by another spouse, another partner. And then maybe my kids. I watched an episode. There used to be this program that was done by an Indian TV star about family, about issues in India, right? And these were big social issues. It was a really beautiful program. And one of them was about how in the north of India, there were a couple of families. The children made their parents sign their property over, saying that, you're like getting old, we'll take care of everything. And then the parents were literally on the streets, left with nothing in their old age. And when I watched that program, for a few minutes, I could not even imagine that something like that can even take place, that you can let your parents go for the property that they possess. But you will notice that the biggest dramas, family dramas, are between people and the division of property. For the longest time in India, only the men got the property. The women didn't. And I think a lot of the fights have started coming about because everybody now wants an equal share. We're so concerned about, what we are getting, the amount we're making, the money that we have, the things we possess. This has become our entire life. Your whole purpose of earning money is to get more and more and more possessions. Just this last couple of weeks, my husband and myself, we are in the process of cleaning out our garage. I could be a millionaire with the amount of stuff I have in my garage. Things I don't need, things that can never be of any use to me. I've spent tons of money, boxes and vases and candles and all kinds of things. And everything adds up. We keep adding little bits of property to ourselves. One of the most beautiful parts of this being in quarantine is that I have not gone shopping. I have not gone anywhere, so the temptation to get one more thing into the house has not been there. We want to convert all the money we have into property. We spend all our life, all our young years, working so hard that we don't have time to be with our family. You spend 8, 9, 10 hours away from the house as your children are growing up. And by the time you're old enough, you spend all that money taking care of your health because you didn't bother in the interim to take care of yourself, to reach out to people. The greatest wealth that you have is in the nurturing relationships, the extent to which you have nurturing relationships. And you don't need to have 10,000 friends on Facebook. You don't need to have 1 million followers. No, you don't need any of that. You need one good person to hold your hand. One person whom you appreciate. One person that you can't put a money value to. Money and property is outside of you, it is without soul. It is without soul, there is no soul connection with that. When you meet somebody, sometimes you walk into a group, into a party or something, and you meet somebody, and you feel that you've known them forever. That there is this deep something that connects the two of you, even though it's the first time you've met them. Isn't it? A soul connection. And those conversations, those people that you're with, you may not talk to them for months, and then you get back to it after a couple of months you call them, and the conversation is like, it's still the connection of two souls, the melding or the folding of two souls. And those conversations fill your heart with so much joy. When you're happy, when you're truly content, you have a sense of feeling of expansion. And I've done that meditation with you before when we go to the mountain, right? And we see this beautiful mountain in front of us, and we see all the splendor of nature, and we feel that sense of expansion. See, that is the sense of expansion that you feel when you are loved. When you are loved, or when you love someone, what you are saying is, I recognize in you qualities I long for or I admire. That is what you're saying. So the people that you love may not be identical to who you are or to you, but they may possess certain qualities that you admire. When you have people around you that are nurturing, that are caring, it doesn't matter what you possess. It doesn't matter what you possess. Most often when you buy a new doll, a new something, it's only attractive to you for a short while till the desire to replace it comes up. So you get yourself a nice Dooney and Birch bag, Dooney and Burke, and then it's good for a while. You're walking around very stylishly, and then it's like, oh, she's got something else. What does it say? Tory Birch. Go into the store, it's twice the cost. Must be better. Right? Anything that costs more must be better. Can you put a money value to people that have given you a helping hand? To people that have helped you along the way? When you were sad, when you had a breakup, when you had a job loss, when you lost a parent, when you got your first rejection, when you got your 10th rejection. There are people that have helped pick you up and put you on that path again, saying it's all right, it's all going to be fine. And you know what? None of this property, none of this money is going to go with you when you die. You're going to leave it all behind. For what are you fighting? For what are you squabbling with friends, with family, over property, over money, whatever it is? That doesn't matter. It is the people that nurture you, that hold your hand, that are much more valuable, much more important in your life. And a lot of the time, your spiritual family may not be your blood family. may not be your sisters and brothers and people you grew up with. There may be a completely different set of people, people from other walks of life, who you recognize as your soulmates. Something in them sparks joy inside of you. And they're the ones that tell you when you're doing something wrong. They're the ones who bring you back to the path. They're the ones who help you when you desperately need it. And when the going is good, we are always surrounded by lots and lots of people. Lots and lots of people. And it's only in difficult times that you really find out who loves you, who cares for you, who are your true friends. And these, especially now when we are stuck at home and we have the opportunity to think about the things that matter in our life, this is the time to bring those close relationships together. And that feeling of abundance that you get when you have a loving relationship, it cannot replace any amount of wealth that you make. The wealth will come. People first, money next, and things last. That's always been my motto in life, my personal motto. I have never much cared for money or property, never had to deal with it, never had much, but then never needed much. So that in that way, I think I have been very blessed. But there are others who, it's a very basic necessity. Getting on in this world is you need a certain basic amount to get on. And there are those in our communities, in our country, in our place of work who have way less than we have. That is why in certain religions, if you see, like, I don't know if it's there in Christianity, I know you give to the church, but I don't know how much of that money actually goes towards helping poor people. But in Islam, 10% of your salary has to go to help. It's a tax that you pay that has to go towards helping the poor. And we have that in our thing. We put our money in the undi in temples. I'm not sure how much of that goes into helping, pulling up people that are downtrodden, because it is all a reflection of ourself. It is all of society is a reflection of yourself. And to merely build yourself, I, me and myself, and to ignore the rest of society doesn't benefit mankind. And what will you be asked when you go from here? How much were you able to share with others? Share in every way, with your money, with your time, with your effort, with your energy, whatever you pick to do. Even if it is giving people 15 minutes of relaxation and rest with meditation, that's something. That's why I think I continue doing it, because it is something when you think of society as a whole, you want that peace, you want safety, you want everybody to be able to get by. And while all of us don't have, billions and millions to give away, we can do it in our own way. But first, in order to do that, you have to value people. You have to understand that you might be the person that makes all the difference in their lives. If you look back on your own life, I'm sure you'll be able to recall one teacher, one person who said something to you, or who gave you something that put you on this path. I do. I remember. I'm sure each one of us has got that. People that we value. So let us extend our sense of belonging. Don't be selfish with your sense. It's not just you and your family. The community you live is very important. The city you live is even more important. The county you live in is important. The state, the country, the continent, the world. Expand your sense of belonging. All people belong to you. Don't think so narrow, because the narrower you think, the more you are cheating yourself. The more you build walls around yourself, the more you are isolating yourself. You were born on this world to give love. Seva is hardwired in our system. Because from the time we came onto this planet, we lived in groups. We lived as hunters and gatherers. And cooperation between the group was crucial. No one could be left behind. Everyone had to be taken along. So we understand that. Selfishness and self-interest is a modern concept. And while you need to take care of yourself, think about who you're surrounding yourself with. Think about what you're prioritizing in your life. People above money. Property above money. Or the reverse. And then maybe, who knows, maybe it's time to change your values, because it is better to be a poor man who has a smile on his face than to be the wealthiest of the wealthy, continuously unhappy and miserable. So, it is a difficult decision to take for many, but for me it's the easiest. And I don't know how you all feel. We'll open it to a Q&A at the end. I'm sure certain thoughts have come up and we can certainly discuss it. But in the meantime, surround yourself with people that nurture you, that bring out the best in you, that allow you to be the best version of yourself. Not self-seeking, not narrow-minded, not concerned with yourself, but thinking about what can I do for you. And that's the secret to always having that sense of happiness in your heart. Happiness is my birthright. Om Namah Shivaya. Hey, thanks for watching my video. If you like the content, hit the red subscribe button. I'm also on Facebook on my author page, Kanchana Krishnan Iyer, and I'm also on Instagram. See you there. I'll link it down below.